Honestly, ask yourself this question. How much of what I see, hear, feel, and believe to be real is actually real? What if I told you that everything you're experiencing right now is a personalized simulation? One created by your own brain, taking raw data from the outside world, and then embellishing it with your past, your hopes, and your fears. This isn't science fiction. It's neuroscience. It's a flawless interpretation, packaged by that 1.5 kilogram organ inside your skull, which then labels it reality. And the scariest part, most of us never even realize it's happening. Today, I'm going to concretely demonstrate how your brain deceives you every single day. We will uncover 5 fundamental illusions rooted in your perception. As you watch this, you'll start to see that what upsets or angests you often isn't the event itself, but the meaning your brain assigns to it. Once you unravel these illusions, you'll take a giant leap towards becoming an active observer of your inner world, moving beyond being a slave to your emotional reactions. If you want to take back control of your life and touch a deeper layer of reality, this journey is for you. Let's open those doors together. First up is illusion number 1, the objective reality illusion. This is the belief that there's a single fixed reality out there that's the same for everyone. We say, a table is a table. But is it really? Here's a simple scientific fact. Your senses are not directly connected to the world. Your eyes receive light, and your brain converts it into electrical signals. Then, your brain combines those signals with your past experiences and emotions to create the image you see. What you're seeing isn't the world itself, but your brain's best guess, its representation of the world. The perfect proof of this was the dress. Remember that. Some of us saw it as blue and black. Others saw it as white and gold. So, which one was correct? Both. Our brains interpreted the lighting differently based on our own internal biases. Reality wasn't fixed out there. It was constructed personally, inside our minds. This is also why 2 witnesses to the same event can give completely contradictory statements. Each of us filters the world through our own unique perceptual lens. So what do we gain by breaking this illusion? Immense freedom. The next time someone says to you, "You are like this," or you feel certain about a situation, you can pause and ask yourself, is this the absolute truth of the event, or is it my interpretation of it? This simple question takes you from a reactive position to an observational one. You become an active participant in creating your reality, not a passive victim of it. Now for our second illusion, a permanent self-illusion. This is the deeply held belief that the self, the I, is a solid, unchanging entity that exists from birth until death. We say, this is just who I am. But let's do a quick test. Think back 10 years. Is the you from back then the same as the you today? Your cells have been replaced. Your beliefs have likely shifted. Your tastes have changed. So where is this constant self that supposedly never changes? The experience we call I is actually a coherent story, woven together by specific areas in your brain, using your memories and social roles. It's not a static thing. It's a constantly updated autobiography. Think of it like a river. You can never step into the same river twice. The water is always flowing, always changing, yet we still call it the same river. What's the practical takeaway here? When we confine ourselves to a rigid idea of I, we deny our own capacity for change. The child who decides, I'm bad at math, adopts this as part of their identity and then unconsciously fulfills that prophecy. The solution is a simple but powerful shift in language. Instead of saying, this is who I am, try saying, right now, this is what I am experiencing. Instead of declaring, I am an angry person, say, right now, I am experiencing anger. This linguistic shift is revolutionary. It separates the emotion from your core identity. It turns it into a temporary experience passing through you. You are not the anger. You are the consciousness that is aware of the anger. And that awareness gives you the power to choose how you respond. Let's move on to our third, and perhaps most disturbing illusion, the free will illusion. This is the assumption that we make our decisions with our conscious, deliberate will. We think, I chose to do that. But modern neuroscience tells a different story. Studies show that our brain initiates the activity, leading to a decision about half a second asterisk. Before asterisk, we consciously become aware of making that choice. In many cases, our consciousness acts more like a press secretary or a newscaster. It reports on what is already happening, but it doesn't always initiate it. Our decisions are the complex product of our genetics, our past conditioning, our hormones, and our countless subconscious biases. The conscious mind is often just the final link in a long chain of events. Now, does this mean we have no responsibility for our actions? Absolutely not. In fact, it deepens our responsibility. Instead of just thinking, I'm a bad person because I made a bad choice, we can ask a more useful question. What subconscious patterns or triggers led me to this behavior? Here's the working method. The next time a strong impulse arises, whether it's anger, stress, or the urge to grab an unhealthy snack, pause and say to yourself, this is an offer from my autopilot system. Do I consciously accept this offer right now, or am I choosing something different? That tiny moment of pause, that gap between impulse and action, is where your true freedom lives. It's about shifting the source of your choice from subconscious programming to present moment awareness. This brings us to illusion number 4, the separate individual illusion. This is our default perception of ourselves as an isolated entity, a self-contained I that is separate from everything and everyone else. I am in here, and the world is out there. But this is a biological and neurological illusion. Your body is in a constant state of exchange with your environment. With every breath, you're trading atoms with the air around you. The microbiome in your gut, the trillions of bacteria living inside you, are not foreign invaders. They are an integral part of you, influencing your mood and health. We aren't isolated on a mental level either. Thanks to something called mirror neurons, when we see someone else in pain, the pain centers in our own brains light up in sympathy. Our brains are literally wired for connection, not separation. What's the practical effect of feeling separate? It breeds fear, competition, and defensiveness towards the other. We start to believe that resources are scarce, and that for us to win, someone else must lose. The way to overcome this is to consciously question the boundary between I and others. Next time you're looking at a tree, think, this tree produces the oxygen I am breathing right now. We are parts of a single interconnected system. When someone you care about is sad, instead of thinking, asterisk, they asterisk are sad, try thinking, there is an experience of sadness present here. As this illusion of separation begins to dissolve, compassion, connection, and a deep sense of peace naturally emerge. Finally, we arrive at our 5th and most toxic illusion, the negativity bias illusion. This is our brain's hardwired tendency to give much more weight and attention to negative things, threats, dangers, criticisms than to positive ones. This is an evolutionary legacy. For our ancestors on the savannah, paying attention to a potential tiger in the bush was far more important for survival than noticing a beautiful flower. The problem is, in our modern world, we don't have physical tigers lurking around every corner, but the brain's alarm system is still running the same old program. If you receive 10 compliments and 1 piece of criticism in a day, which one do you find yourself thinking about that night? The criticism, of course. Your brain creates the illusion that the world is a far more dangerous and negative place than it actually is. How does this affect you? It feeds chronic anxiety, stress, and insecurity. It erodes trust in relationships and makes you hesitant to take healthy risks. But we can rewrite this program. You can start a conscious positivity hunt. At the end of each day, Take just 2 minutes to actively look for and write down 3 things. First, a small moment of kindness or beauty you witnessed. Second, one small step forward you made today, no matter how tiny. And third, 3 simple things you are grateful for. This simple practice starts to retrain your brain. It shifts it from being a full-time negativity hunter to a more balanced reality detective. Over time, anxiety decreases and a sense of well-being increases. Recognizing and consciously working with these 5 illusions is what brings true freedom. The next time you feel a strong emotional reaction, just pause and ask yourself, which illusion is at play right now? That question is an alarm clock for your awareness. This journey to see beyond our brain's illusions is the real path to mastering your inner world. Let's make this awakening collective. Thank you for joining me on this exploration. I wish you the very best in mastering your own perceptions. Follow for more, and I'll see you in the next one.